Samsung A17 is absolutely amazing. Not only we get brand new super slim design on this bad boy, also top line build quality, but best of all, also tons of great features as well. On the A17 we also get the brand new One UI 7 operating system, which looks absolutely awesome. But there is one pesky feature that I actually do not particularly like, and that is if you actually swipe from the right corner, you see you can pull up your settings, but if you actually pull down from the left side, you can access your notifications. So if you actually want to get the old style back, we can actually do it. First, again, simply scroll from your right side and click this pencil thing over here. Okay, then click panel settings together, and as you see, I have my old style back. Also this year on this phone we get absolutely beautiful 6.7-inch Super AMOLED display, which looks absolutely awesome. And best of all, it's actually 90 Hz this year as well, but by default it's actually not enabled. So if you actually want super smooth motion on your display, you can simply go in the settings here, click display settings, go over here, motion smoothness, and set it as high. So, and once you apply it, when you actually try to use your phone, you will instantly realize how insanely smooth this phone actually is. So it looks and feels like proper flagship phone actually when you actually enable this feature. So yeah, the screen definitely is one of the best things about this phone. Compared to A16, the A17 also gets massive improvement in camera performance as well, and probably the biggest change is that we get optical image stabilization finally on this phone. So yep, essentially if you are filming videos with your past A16, then you probably already realized just how shaky they were. But this year, so if you go in the camera app, go in the video mode, click these four dots, okay, open up the settings. As you see, you can enable the video stabilization now. So, and once you are actually filming any videos, so your footage will be extremely stable now. By the way, the CPU that we get in the A17 actually is powerful enough to shoot 4K videos as well. But by default, if you actually go in the Samsung phone camera app, so you see you can only record Full HD, which is very cheeky from Samsung, as they probably want you to spend more money to purchase their higher-end phones. But if you actually do a simple trick, so if you simply use third-party software, such as maybe like Open Camera, you can actually record 4K videos. So yep, basically the specs on this phone are actually very good. So, and they can easily like record 4K videos. So in this app, for example, if we go over here, so video settings over here, okay, video resolution, and simply set it as 4K, and essentially through this app you can actually record literally 4K videos, which is absolutely amazing. So, and again, this actually works perfectly fine, and it also significantly improves the overall like picture quality as well of the videos. So it's actually a bit ridiculous Samsung is not allowing this feature by default. Also, compared to the A16, they have actually managed to shrink down the A17 in thickness even further. So you see how incredibly slim this phone is. If we check basically the thickness of it, so as you see, literally only 7.5 millimeters, which is absolutely insane. But not only that, they have actually still managed to include actually quite beefy 5000 mAh battery, which lasts absolute ages on this phone. Also, when it comes to charging speed, we also get 25 watts of charging speeds. And also inside the box this year, you also get this European standards testing label here. So you see this battery can last for a bit over 1000 cycles, and also this is actual real-life battery life you can expect to get basically with heavy usage essentially. But also we can actually bring this stuff even further, so protect the battery even more and adjust more settings. If we go in the settings over here, click the battery settings, then battery protection, and in this new One UI 7 essentially, if you enable the battery protection, not only we can enable a basic battery protection, which again actually significantly will increase the longevity of your battery, but also if you go in the maximum over here, as you see, you can also set a custom limit at which the phone will essentially stop charging. So previously it was only available to set at 80%, but you see they have actually included pretty much any levels that you want. So I think 90% already is very decent. So I think it will give you the most benefit when it comes to longevity, but still it actually charges up very good. Also, I suggest you to go over here in the charging settings, and enable the fast charging as well if you want better fast speeds for charging. And also if you go in the battery information, here you can see your battery health, cycles and a bunch of other things. Also, if you want to purchase this phone second hand, I strongly suggest you to simply ask the seller to go in the settings and take a screenshot of this page so you can see basically how healthy the battery is. Also, from the battery cycle count alone, you can also very easily judge how much this phone actually has been used. By the way, a lot of people constantly ask me in the comments where do I actually get my wallpapers from. So if you simply click and hold on your screen, click Wallpapers and Style, change Wallpapers, and the trick is to simply scroll all the way down and click from Galaxy Themes. Over here, get more wallpapers, and we actually have like proper wallpaper shop over here already inbuilt in the phone. So if I go in the top wallpapers, the trick is to simply click over here and sort by free essentially, and then you will see all the top wallpapers. And yeah, this is actually where I got my wallpaper from, and there are probably several thousands of extremely premium wallpapers that you can download for free without any ads or stuff like that. Also, just like on the Samsung S25 flagship phone, which literally costs like 4 times more expensive than the A17, this year we also finally get most useful AI features as well that we can get. So for example, if I go in any website or wherever and I simply need to look up basically something, I can simply press and hold this button here, maybe like 2 or 3 seconds. Then you see I can use a circle search, for example, literally draw around any object, and the AI essentially will research about that object and give you everything you need to know about it essentially. And again, this can be used in any website or pretty much anywhere. And also we get a full-blown Gemini as well, so the full version actually on this phone fully. So if I press and hold this side button for a few seconds, okay, if I click this, so you see I can also talk basically in the live mode with the Gemini as well. Hey, what's up?
Hey there, I'm doing great, thanks for asking. What's on your mind today?
Nothing much. Tell me something about the Samsung A17.
The Samsung A17 is a solid mid-range phone. It's got a big, vibrant display, a decent camera for everyday shots, and the battery life is pretty impressive. It's a good all-rounder if you're looking for something reliable without breaking the bank.
Also, when it comes to performance, for the price you're paying, I think Samsung A17 also is actually a fairly decent phone. The only thing that I'm actually not a fan is that it actually only comes with 4 GB of RAM in the base variant. Obviously, you can also pay a bit more and get the 6 or 8 GB version, but also let me show you one cool trick. If you actually go in the settings over here, so device care, okay, click on your memory here. You can also enable extra virtual RAM here as well. So you see if I click on the RAM Plus, over here I can enable this feature, which essentially uses your storage to give you extra RAM essentially. So yeah, basically the storage actually is plenty fast in this phone to be also used as virtual RAM. So you see you can expand to extra 4 GB of RAM. So if you actually enable this feature over here, so essentially if you enable this feature, your phone actually gets 8 GB of RAM, even if you purchase the 4 GB version. Yeah, absolutely amazing. Oh, also in this same device care setting over here, also if you want your phone to always be in the best condition, essentially so the fastest it can be, you can also enable this auto optimization. Essentially, if you actually enable this thing here, the phone will actually restart itself basically when you are not using, usually at night, and that essentially will clear all the cache, like do a basic housekeeping, and basically the next time you actually wake up in the morning, so your phone will obviously get the best performance possible. So also close all the background junk that's running. So again, I highly also suggest you to actually enable this feature if you want to get the best performance out of the phone here. Oh, also in this phone, if you also like to play games, I also have another feature for you. So if we go in the advanced features, game booster settings and make sure to enable this over here for performance. So by default it's balanced, but again make sure to enable performance. So, and when you are actually playing games, this phone will actually give you the full power it can actually deliver, so to get the best gameplay back. Obviously this will also heat up the phone a bit more, so it might get warmer, but yeah, if you are a fan of playing games on this phone, I think you should definitely do that. So when it comes to gaming performance, actually I find this phone can run pretty much like most mid-range games. Also, what's really cool, this phone even supports external controllers as well, so if you want to convert essentially your phone in a handheld gaming console, you can actually do it very easily. So if you want to get one of these only cost like 20 bucks. I'll leave a link where you can get this from brand games here. As you see, it's actually like very decent quality. So all you do, simply take your phone here, insert it inside here, so snap it inside, so eventually it will actually connect. So you see it's connecting, okay, and we can essentially start the game. So I'll show you what it looks like. Let's turn on the volume. Okay. By the way, on this phone we also get incredibly bright flashlight, but did you know if you actually go in the settings, long press your flashlight icon, you can even increase the brightness of the flashlight even further. So you see we have the slider over here, and this increases the brightness maybe like extra 3 times. So yep, by default it's actually like not even using the full potential. Also, what's absolutely cool, we can program basically this side button here for any action, including turning on the flashlight. So by default, if you simply like double press it, so the power button, you see it actually launches the camera, which is absolutely awesome. But if you want to customize for any other actions, you can simply go in the settings here, advanced features, side button, and then you see, so double press, so click on the text over here, and we can enable, for example, the torch, or also we can set it to launch any app as well that you want. So yeah, absolutely awesome. So let's set a torch maybe. Oh, also in this setting, also see you can customize the long press action as well for this. So by default it actually launches the Gemini Assistant, but see you can also like customize this even further for more assistance, or also get back the old power off menu. So if you're wondering how to power off this phone, so either like enable this feature over here, or also simply press the power and the volume down. Then you see, and hold for like few seconds, and you see you have your power off menu, so just like on the older phones. So yeah, if you're wondering. And then again, let's test the flashlight. So you see I can turn on and off by simply pressing this. How cool is that? Also, when it comes to screenshots, not only we can use the power button and the volume down to take a screenshot, but also just like on more expensive Samsung phones, if you simply take this part of our hand and simply slide it across the screen, it will also take a screenshot. So you see, screenshot gets taken. But again, you actually have to use this part of your hand. So let's try again. Yeah, how cool is that? But also, if you want to take a screenshot of a whole web page, so again, simply take a screenshot, but while we have this option up, simply keep pressing this button over here, and then you see the screenshot will actually get expanded here. Also, what's absolutely amazing, on this phone we even get Face ID. So yep, you actually heard it right, we literally have Face ID on this phone as well. So if you want to set up, simply go in your security and privacy in the settings, over here in the lock screen, and you see when it comes to biometrics, you can simply press here and set up it over here. Also, this phone has got fingerprint reader as well, if you're wondering where it's actually located. So it's actually in the same button, the power button. So again, you would simply press your finger here to basically unlock your phone. So you can also set it up over here. On this phone, you can also enable this very useful edge panel. either where we can place maybe some editing tools, or also, or most frequently used apps that we can quickly launch from any screen. So you see, wherever I am, basically I can pull on this edge panel and open these things. So if you click the pencil thing, you can add pretty much any app here or anything. So for example, let's check out this new Smart Select. So again, another AI feature. For example, I can literally click on any object and I can interact with it. So either like download the image, for example, like edit the image, share it, or also like research about it and do various other things. Also, I can easily copy text as well. So in much greater details than you can usually can. Also, you see, I can circle again, so I have a bunch of cool features over here. So if I go in the settings, I can enable this edge panel by going in the display settings. Then okay, so edge panel, so make sure to enable it. By default it's actually not on, so we can enable here and also customize it further. And overall, is the new Samsung A17 actually worth it, and should you maybe get this phone? Well, yep, I think this is absolutely amazing phone, because not only we get yeah, absolutely awesome design on this phone, which not only is very slim but also very durable. So when it comes to build quality, when it comes to all cheap phones, I think this easily has the best build quality and also premium feel, so really can't beat it at all. Also, the performance overall also is very decent, so also very decent cameras. We finally get stabilization, and the display easily on this phone again is easily the best you can get on any affordable phone for the price which this phone costs. I think it's absolute bargain. Anyway, good luck.